evening. Welcome to Fetters' Cheap, 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 Cheap.
My name's Robbie Fetters, this is my guitar. I'm gonna keep on practicing until I am a star. R, R, R. The angels in the heavens, the demons down below, they're lining up for tickets, they're coming to my show. Yo, yo, yo. You can meet me backstage, I'll score you a pass. Make yourself a sandwich, fill your empty glass. Then I'll go out there singing, 'cause I came here to serve. I'm gonna play my butt off, that's what my fans deserve. Nerves, 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 nerves. What you do happens to you. What you do happens to you. It's so simple, it's so true. What you do happens to you. Well, maybe you were having fun, but what you did really hurt someone. What you do happens to you. What you do happens to you. It's so simple, it's so true. What you do happens to you. You treated me so selfishly, and now the pain won't let me be. Nah, nah, nah. Nah, 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 nah. It's the truth. Happens to you. The Alpha and Omega. Your face is in the mirror. Could they make it any clearer? 100 billion ways to live, but nothing works till we forgive. What you do happens to you. What you do happens to you. It's so simple, it's so true. friends are in town. Save your strength for when they aren't around, and dance to wear out the floor. Sing till your throat gets too sore. It's the code of the road and the universe too. So sing some more. Someone's waiting for you, wondering when you'll be through, wondering what's the use of loving you. Someone's waiting for you, wondering when you'll come to, wondering what's the use of loving you. You think you got that magic touch that gives her a terminal crush, and you figure, hey, what's the rush? 'Cause she loves you anyway. You take it for granted that's just a forever plan. She'd wait for you while every letter you write home says send cash, drugs, or obscene photos of yourself. But it's not very funny. But it's not very funny, because you always run out of money and friends at the same time. So you gotta call somebody. I heard you calling your mom. The rock and roller causes send me some money. Send me a quaalude. I'm loving you. Make it two. No boots. Someone's waiting for you, wondering when you'll come to, wondering what's the use of loving you, of loving you, of loving you, of loving you. There we go. Hi, everybody. What a week. Oh my goodness gracious. Snakes alive. Well, there was a raisin song for you, played by some raisins. Bob and Bammy played on that, and they're going to play later for you this evening, along with me, with my little band in the box. Shouldn't say my little band. I'm a member of these little bands. Parking lot, fit in the handicapped space. I qualify because of my emotions. slammed the door. The keys were still inside. The asphalt hurt my daily devotion. It's bad enough that I have wasted far. It was fun, it was worth the squandered time. So string me up and cut me down. I've got a little rough. Enough, enough, enough. Bought a dream sight unseen because my eyes were closed. Expectation gripped me like a rubber glove. I lost the game to a ball and chain, but I don't think it shows. With glass in hand, I know that it was love. It's bad enough that I have wasted far too many years, but it was fun and it was worth the squandered time. So string me up and cut me down. I got a little rough. Enough, 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 enough. Were closed. Expectation gripped me like a rubber glove. So string me up and cut me down like I'm a little rough. Enough, 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 enough. That money can buy. I don't have to tell the truth, so I don't even try. I cheat on my tax and I'm never gonna die. Ain't got no friend that money can't buy. An honest life is a heartbreaking hustle. You better learn that your heart is a muscle. So make it hard, it gets a little rough. You might have talent, but talent ain't enough. You need some help from a lower power. When your chance comes, you only get an hour. I found a way that could save the human race. But they ain't gonna hear it 'cause I'm not a pretty face. It's feed, and there never was enough. So I hired me a dude I knew who had the right stuff to do my dirty work while my nails got buffed. An honest life is a heartbreaking hustle. You better learn that your heart is a muscle. So make it hard, it gets a little rough. You might have talent, but talent ain't enough. You need some help from a lower power. When your chance comes, you only get an hour. I found a way that could save the human race, but they ain't gonna hear it 'cause I'm not a pretty face. Prozac pill. It takes the edge away when I need to kill. And then I smoke a little dope and I drink a little swill. One hand on my Bible, the other in the till. An honest life is a heartbreaking hustle. You better learn that your heart is a muscle. So make it hard, it gets a little rough. You might have talent, but talent ain't enough. You need some help from a lower power. When your chance comes, you only get an hour. I found a way that could save the human race, but they ain't gonna hear it 'cause I'm not a pretty face. I'm not a pretty face, I'm not a pretty face. I'm not a pretty face, I'm not a pretty face. I'm not a pretty face, I'm not a pretty face. I'm not a pretty face, I'm not a pretty face. I'm not a pretty face, I'm not a pretty face. I'm not a pretty face, I'm not a pretty face. I'm not a pretty face, I'm not a pretty face. I'm not a pretty face, I'm not a pretty face. U-G-L-Y, I ain't got no alibi. I'm ugly. I'm ugly. Well, thank you, Broke-Ass Blackie. The amazing Les Paul. I apologize for every offense I just made upon you. You're beautiful. I just, I don't know. And then this like little bracelet I've had since I was about 21 caught on the. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's not the worst thing that's happened to this guitar. You know, it came from Texas, and they're rough on guitars in Texas, aren't they, Chuck? Yes. Okay. Whoa. How's everybody doing? I don't know how I'm doing yet. I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be playing. Gonna do a couple songs I haven't played in this way before. And in case you're new, first of all, in case you've seen the show 13 or 14 times, or some of you much more than that, there's some binge watchers out there. People that have watched so much. Speaking of Texas, Chuck in Texas slowed down some footage because there was something that you thought like a ghost had popped out of my shirt once, but it was actually I forget the episode. But a dryer sheet came out of my shirt, but it came out at a spooky time. And I don't know, maybe it was satanic. I hope so. Anyway, if I'm going to talk too much tonight, I know already because I'm going to tell a story a little later on. A true story. But what I was doing a year ago was starting to have the most fun I ever had playing, just playing in people's living rooms, and kitchens, and barns where there were goats and chickens, and large warehouses full of lumber. I was playing all over the country, and Swanee was coming with me, and to make it more interesting than it would be if I was just kind of playing acoustic, intimate stuff all night long. I went back to tracks in the studio, and I have a lot of stuff in my digital audio workstations, and I just reconstructed songs off albums. So some of these performances are you hear tonight. The next song, Adrian Ballou played drums on it in 1997, and stuff like that. So anyway, I went back, I got my tracks, and I'm kind of doing Rob Fetters karaoke, but I'm really playing. I'm playing with these tracks, and as you can tell, they keep going, and if I'm not going with them, I'm screwed. And sometimes the tracks, while we're rehearsing, they stop playing while I keep going, and then that's really embarrassing, but it's okay, because I saw Todd Rundgren do that at the Ford Auditorium in 1974, and he's always been my hero, because he just kept doing it. So that's what's going on. You're going to hear a lot of different drummers. Adrian, like I said, my son Noah is all over the place, Magnificent Noah. And Bam Powell, as I mentioned earlier. Bad Bob's going to be heard all over the place tonight, playing bass. And there we go.
You fool.
Who's a fool? 1, 2, 1, 2. I didn't jig what the messenger said. I shot the son of a bitch in the foot. Then I tore the lid off Halligan. Took another little look. I didn't see anything new. Heard it all before. People cry till the well runs dry, but there's always room for more. Everybody needs some help, and I admit I need a crutch. Maybe I should close my eyes before I see too much. History repeats itself. The once and future kingdom man. If you don't know you're sick, how can you ever get well? History repeats itself. Alright, someday I'm gonna take the general down and rub his face in the dirt. When I get sick and tired of being the clown, the one who always gets hurt. Maybe he thinks that he's above it all, a credit to his church. He got a trapped here under the ice. He's gonna call up the search. Everybody needs some help, and I admit I need a crutch. Maybe I should lay down and die before I live too much, too much. History repeats itself. The once and future kingdom man. If you don't know you're sick, how can you ever get well? History repeats, the mystery's not deep. History reeks of itself. The once and future kingdom left. If you don't know you're sick of any avenue left. History repeats, the mystery's not deep. History just reeks of itself. What the messenger said, I shot that son of a bitch in the foot. Then I chortled it off hell again, took another little look. Okay. Oh, great. Okay, now I'm going to do a song. This is a song about Swanee. Inspired by her, for sure. I recorded like the first verse and part of the first chorus and put it on my album called Musician. The album was called Musician. The song is called She's a Musician. And I had all the lyrics written and everything. I just stopped recording until about a month ago. And I decided to finish it and put it on my upcoming record. So this is a debut of a song. Called She's a Musician. She's a philosopher. She founded my religion. She makes the soul connection. 'Cause she's a musician and she sits at her piano and catapults through space and channels the enlightened ones. You see it on her face. She's a musician. She's a musician. And my only ambition is to be part of her life. A message for the masses you can't put into words. But when the world was born, it's what the angels heard. And she closes her green eyes and plays her sweet guitar and melts it down to one pure note until I'm seeing stars. She's a musician. She's a musician. And my only ambition is to be part of her life. You don't know her name. She's not in the Hall of Fame, but I'd trade my soul if I could let her know. The critics may not understand, her fans might disappear, but I will still be listening, 'cause I know what I hear. She's a musician. She's a musician. And my only ambition is to be part of her life. She's a musician. She's a musician. And my only ambition is to be part of her life. And I know what I hear. There she is. Okay. So, this is Swanee.
I heard there's a rock and roll show going on in here
Oh, it's rocking.
with a sexy guitar player.
It's rolling and stuff. Oh, God. I don't know about that. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see everyone again. I think I can see you. Yeah, sure, I see you. It's been an interesting week here in these United States. Indeed.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I've got to get through here. Excuse me. Excuse me.
All right, we're supposed to be working.
I don't care. You look really nice tonight.
All right.
By the way, Swanee, helped with the set, of course. I get so much help from everybody, and Emily Russo.
Today, when Grace and I were blowing up the balloons, she was sitting in a chair, and she got the balloon all the way blown up and tried to tie it, and it took off into the air, went all around, and it landed in her hand.
That means the angels are watching. That's what we say around here. I don't know, but that's what they say. Which is an excellent segue into this song about faith and lack thereof. She carries her faith like a crystal ball.
Everything's gonna be all right.
When the river rises and the mountains fall,
Everything's gonna be all right.
the school of hard knocks tries to teach you a lesson. You're living in a pit of suicidal depression. The doctor called you up and he's all out of answers. The tickle in your throat turned out to be cancer.
Well, everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right.
I don't believe it. If you're freezing to death and you can't find a candle,
Everything's gonna be all right.
God won't give you more than you can handle.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Your family starves cause you can't sell your art. Your friends disappear, it's breaking their hearts. You lose all your stuff, but you still owe the tax. And one day she walks out and she doesn't walk back.
Well, everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right.
I'd never let go, but my faith slips through my hands like melting snow. Oh, she carries her faith like a crystal ball. The bullet's in your brain and it's the end of your life. They're burning your hut, they're violating your wife. But she always said,
when we're dead, it's not over. We'll be drinking wine with Jesus in a field of clover. Everybody's going to heaven, 'cause there ain't no hell. And even if there is, it's just as well. 'Cause everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
she carries her faith like a crystal ball.
Everything's gonna be alright.
Alright,
Alright.
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 All right,
All right.
all right,
All right.
all right,
All right.
all right.
All right.
The tension is unbearable. All right.
All right.
All right. That was an exhibitionistic display. Thanks,
That was
honey.
fun. You're
That was
welcome.
fun, yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good week. See you next week.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that was just the high point of my week. Perhaps month. Yeah, so we oh. Oh. Who's here? It's the Cosmic Cow. Okay. I think I told you last season for about the first 10 or 11 shows, I was just, at the end of every show, I just felt so embarrassed. And then I found out a certain philosopher I know, sent me a message. He said, Fetters, maturity begins with the capacity to sense, and in good time and without defensiveness, admit to our own craziness. Fetters. Fetters, if you are not regularly, deeply embarrassed by who you are, your journey to self-knowledge hasn't happened. Thanks, Cosmic Cow. I guess that means you're supposed to stick your neck out no matter what. Gin, tequila, gin, tequila, gin, tequila, my Marjorie. This was our garden. Everything's dead. And we've been evicted, Marjorie. And there was nothing you could do about the faith I trampled through. Look me in the eye and tell the truth. If there's a God, show me the proof. Marjorie. Gin, tequila, gin, tequila, gin, tequila, Marjorie. I love hell. I can't wait to go back. And that's why I'm running, Marjorie. And there was nothing you could do about the faith I trampled through. Look me in the eye and tell the truth. If there's a God, show me the proof. Marjorie. Gin, tequila, gin, tequila, gin, tequila, Marjorie. So we've had Broke-Ass Blackie, and we've had Old Paint there. And I just checked to make sure my zipper was up, and it is. Thank you, Jesus. And we had that old Taylor, and now here's this wonderful made in Mexico road-worn telly with infamously cheap and wonderful Tex-Mex pickups on it. Speaking of cheap, that was Dale Hodges, famous award-winning actress Dale Hodges, a close personal friend of mine, who introduced the show tonight. And so it's Fetters is cheap. So here I am. It's a pandemic year. All hell's breaking loose everywhere. I hope everybody's careful. I hope everybody that's sick gets better, of course. And I'm an unemployed musician playing free shows. And I'm sure it's the right thing to do. Season 1, it was the right thing to do. So I do, but, because nothing's free, and I am paying other musicians and sending money to other musicians and my little crack staff of technical people to help with the show. So some people are being patrons of the arts and helping push this work forward, which enabled me to hire some raisins this week, et cetera, et cetera. And I want to keep doing that. So I'm doing that. But if you are scared of the money thing, for God's sakes, just enjoy the show. Because I'm a musician. I've been doing this stuff for, I think the first time I got paid for a gig, I was 15. So yeah, 50. 1 years. So I know what it's like. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. But anyways, free show. If you can patronize me, thank you very much. There's PayPal that some of you consistently utilize. Thank you so much. Couldn't do it without you. There's also a Venmo switch. But if you do Venmo, would you write a little note on it and make sure I get your email? Because I send thank you emails, but Venmo doesn't give me that information like PayPal. So if for any reason you've helped the show and you haven't gotten an email, it's just because I've got the wrong one. A few have been kicked back to me, and I can't figure out how to track you down. Because I'd stalk you if I could. Oh, there you go. That's the money bear. The money bear reminds me that I'm supposed to talk about money, but I'm done with money now. I'd rather talk about the song that I played for the first time last week that was so much fun, I gotta play it again! And I was mentioning all these girls I've dated in my life, Leslie's and Susan's, and girls I've wanted to date, like Lilia's, and if I left you out, I don't know. But especially this goes to one of my sisters who had knee surgery this week. This is for Debbie, my sister Debbie, who saved my life once. She really did. She pulled me out of quicksand at a construction site. I was playing it. Long story. Who don't run away when I look up in the eye and they hear me say I like you, I like you, I like you girl when your mood is right, so I tickle you a little till the pain's forgotten. It's true, I like you, I like girls when they come in pairs, laughing so hard they fall out of their chairs like you do. I'd like 22 of you. Girls, 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 girls. It's a rotten little world and life ain't simple, but it gets pretty easy when I kiss your dimples. It's true, I like you. So give me a kiss goodnight, kill me in my sleep, and in the afterlife it's a memory that I'll keep of you. And I'll still like you. Girls, 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 girls. I lived such a neurotic, paranoid life that, I was worried that the end of that song might micro offend somebody. I don't want it to. Speaking of girls, oh, look who's here. Tilly's here. Tilly Fetters has been really freaking out before these shows this season. She knows something's afoot.
She thinks you're cheating on her.
I am never
With
going to.
all those dog noises.
Yeah, and I'm talking about girls I've dated, I'm sorry. Cynthia's, Amy's, all of them. I love them all. Okay. Thank you. Okay. It's a weird show. It's been a weird week. I didn't think everything would go smoothly. It doesn't matter, does it? Because the Cosmic Cow says. Here's a Psychodot song, and Noah Fetters, who's helped me so much, along with Gordon Rankin, figuring out all the technical aspects. All these plates in the air. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. There are about 6 kinds of software working right now. Maybe even more than that. Like 2 iPhones plus a Mac Pro and all this stuff, and it's going to Loopback and going to Ecamm and going to Epoch Cam, and then all this cabling and stuff. It can make a person go crazy. I'm telling you. First came the clouds, then came the rain, then came trouble like a hurricane. I was born in Las Vegas, raised in Hollywood, gonna die in New Orleans. A little woman said I would. I'm the master of disaster. Time flies fast, fate flies faster. God played a joke, a little joke on me. Took his worst nightmare and made it reality. So I tightened up, I ate my fear. I saw a great white shark. I looked in the mirror at the master of disaster. Time flies fast, fate flies faster. For the master of disaster, time flies fast, fate flies And everything is strange. Everything will change. Grace under pressure. Baby, I wrote the book. You think pain builds character? Why don't you take another look at the master of disaster? Time flies fast, feet flies faster. Full master of disaster. Time flies fast, feet flies faster. Disaster. Two hits in the end. I got him. That's the first time I got him with Noah. Cool. So, hey, I've got a lot of friends. I've got a lot of friends. Too many friends, one of my songs said, but I don't think that's true. Prince Edward Island. Hi, Kevin. And Burbank. Hello, Haskins. Haskins family. Bob Woolsey and Friends, featuring Styx the Magic Wonder Dog. British Columbia. Too many people to mention in Florida, New York, Brooklyn. Sam and Sarah, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've got friends there. All over the place. And you're all watching, and I'm very grateful that you're doing it. And most of you know about this song I wrote 38 years ago called Fear is Never Boring. I didn't mention Andy, the Russian meddler. He's probably watching too. Andy the Russian meddler. But I wrote this song, and it was at least around Cincinnati. It was a big hit. It was successful. It changed some things. We went from I don't know. If Jeff Keenan was here, he could tell us probably exactly because he's good about this stuff. Joffy, I don't know. I think we went from making like $100 a week to $125, and then got all the way up to maybe $200 in the summer of 1983. You see, we owed so many people money for the privilege of making a record. But I don't want to talk about that part of it. It's just interesting song. It took me, a couple bands played it, the Raisins and the Bears played it, and then when I started doing these house concerts, it was like, oh, are you going to play Fear? And so I figured out an acoustic way, which I've done 4 times in season 1. So I thought I'd give you a break from that version, which is pretty cool, pretty trippy. Did I mention there are psychonauts watching the show? Yes. I hope everything's good. I want to be a good trip to you. So I was living on about $50 a month. $50 a week. Sometimes $100 because I would play with the modulators occasionally. There's a modulator $2 bill they paid me up there. I don't know if the bear's going to lower again. I'd show you, but this envelope that I found in the attic says "Fear Cut-Ups." And what was happening is everybody in the Raisins were writing songs, really cool songs, bizarre songs, mainstreamy songs. We were just writing songs. We were learning how to be songwriters. We're still learning. That's what we do. And I read about a technique. I love David Bowie. I love David Bowie dearly. And I read that his lyrics on Heroes, he was using a cut-up technique, and that he had lifted, as artists do, the idea from William Burroughs, who had lifted it from Gregory Corso, beat poets and writers. And it's where you would maybe, this is before word processors, it was kind of a little more involved and tactile in the good old days. But you'd write maybe a coherent sequence of words or prose or lyrics. But instead of presenting it that way, that's not your song. What you do, you take scissors out and cut lines out and fit them around like players on a chessboard, and just see how they look, and different ideas would come back. That's why I like reading like Naked Lunch. Can confuse some people, but it doesn't confuse psychonauts, does it? Anyway. What I had were like lots of little snippets of lyrics here and there, and some of them didn't make the final song. But like, here's one. This kind of inspired the song, but it's not really in the song. It's, she likes her kind, she likes me too. Trouble ahead. Ooh. I was hanging with lots of crazy people. My mom, the bullshit, look who just came, the BS filter. I'm telling the truth. And my mom really liked surrealism and surrealist art and did a few of those things. So she supported this kind of work by her son. So what I do, I just like taped big legal pads together. And then I went in my notebooks. I had big fat notebooks full of lyrics and one-liners and things that seemed profound at 3 a.m., maybe not so at noon the next day, and came up with lyrics. And the original ones were like, "And fear is never boring." God, if you don't know this song really well, this is stupid talk. But it's a fucking pandemic. I mean, what am I supposed to do? So. The original lyric here was, she thinks she's Catherine the Great riding the Pony Express. Naughty, naughty. And but then we've got an oh wah, oh wah, oh wah. Mama's little baby likes fear and torture. Mama's little baby likes violent sex. And a line that says, she had a Victorian fondness for the Pony Express. Good grief. But just move stuff around. And then I had a "Don't Throw That Moment Away." God knows what that was in reference to. Consciousness barely floating. The slippery curve is approaching. My whole life flashed before I crashed. That was when I slid off a hillside, leaving Bob's house after a party one night about 3 a.m. in the morning. Bad Bob, who plays on this song. So, anyways, it's a technique that's kind of, I think it's cool. You've got hear voices in the dark. And but what I discovered today is that originally I had fear is, and then it just says boring, but underneath here, and what it says underneath the never that I put in after the fact was fear is getting boring. Fear is getting boring. Anyway. So that's how I wrote Fear is Never Boring. A few people have asked me about it. Like 1,000 people have asked me about it over the last 38 years. What's it about? Who's it about? I mean, it was inspired just by all my friends, my crazy-ass friends. Doc Helmus, who inspired the last song I wrote, too. Okay. So what I did with some of the money that you patrons of the arts PayPal'd me last week in Venmo'd, I hired some raisins, I said, with studios and got them to play the electric version. So, let's see what happens. I haven't even played it yet. I'll never describe how I wrote a song again like that. This is just once. I'm never going to do that again.
One, two.
Bammy!
1, 2. Mama's a little baby likes fear and torture. Mama's a little darling likes violent sex. She thinks she's Queen Victoria. Ride the Pony Express. Oh no, trouble now. Are your nerves failing? Don't come unglued. Get your hearts 'cause it beats you on your feet. Don't do that, move it away. Being good ain't being happy, no. Taking care ain't being there, yeah. I'm out on a limb where the fun begins. Fear is never boring. I think I see a spark. Hear voices in the dark. They tell me don't lose heart. So rub a lipstick to your guns, let her rip. Don't throw that, move it away. Consciousness built a footing. The sipping curve is approaching. My whole life flashed before I crashed. Fear is never boring. Oh no, trouble. I'm the nurse family. Don't come unglued.
almost as fun as playing it when they're in the room or the gig. So I'm going to do one more. I think this is a very good theme song for season 2. I'm going to keep working on new songs to present here next week. I've got some couple cool, really good ones I think you're going to like. I'm working like crazy with the art department, getting a little record cover together, and mixes, and talk to the mastering engineer, and he's ready for it. Richard Dodd in Nashville. I've probably forgotten to thank people. I can't thank you enough for giving me something to do during my first pandemic. I suck at pandemics. I'm just not good at pandemics. It's my first one. I want it to be my last one. I have a feeling I'm not the only one that feels that way. Some people seem to be, like doing okay with it. I'm not doing okay with it. I just want it to be over, and I want you to be very safe. And spend your energy being safe. And I'm talking to myself now. And don't spend your time condemning people that aren't safe. Because it says right here, I learned it in season 1. Grace Fetters said, Dad, do your best. Be nice. Lead by example. And if you can't lead by example, follow a good example. So, love you. Be careful. See you next Saturday at 9. More surprises, and I promise you less talk. Less talk. Down. I can't stand still while the earth spins around. I need to make a change. God only knows why I'm so terrified that I can't let go. Life's too short and you're so pretty. We don't have to die to go to Kingdom City. Some people say you do, but that's 'cause they're insane. They're painting by the numbers, the songs all sound the same. We can turn this ship around, it won't be easy. Fear is the enemy, faith is gonna set us free. Repeat our history, or shape our destiny. We can turn this ship around, but it won't be easy. You woke me from a nightmare when you shook me awake. I gotta make my own luck, create my own breaks. Where critics call the shots and dreamers look like fools. We gotta leave it all behind, redefine what's cool. 'Cause I'm so tired of being so afraid of how dumb I'm gonna look if I don't make the grade. Well, I might eat humble pie, well, I might touch the sky, but dreams won't fly if I don't even try. We can turn this ship around, it won't be easy. Fear is the enemy, faith is gonna set us free. Repeat our history, or shape our destiny. We can turn this ship around, but it won't be easy. But you already know. But you already know. We die if we don't grow. But you already know. I'm
around. It won't be easy. Fear is the enemy. Faith is gonna set us free. Repeat our history, or shape our destiny. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around. It won't be easy. Fear is the enemy. Faith is gonna set us free. Repeat our history, or shape our destiny. We can turn this ship around, but it won't be easy. Open my eyes, the truth came down. I can't stand still while the earth spins around.